Several days ago, war broke out in Israel as Hamas from the Gaza Strip attacked Israel. This week, we want to talk about Israel and the end times and how this war, how it fits into the whole end times picture. I'm going to give you a big picture and then we'll be talking about it in more detail as we go. But let me help you understand what's happening. In 30 AD, Jesus predicted that the temple in Jerusalem would be destroyed. 70 AD, the Romans destroyed the temple, leveled it, and only a few Roman gods left there after that. By 135 AD, the Romans completely prohibited Judaism to be practiced. And in doing so, they killed 600,000 Jews that were still in Israel and destroyed 1,000 villages. In their minds, Judaism had been eradicated. In fact, they renamed the land Israel, Syria, Palestina, or home of the Philistines. So here you've got this conflict we're seeing today goes back to 135 AD. But in spite of this, God had made promises years earlier in the Old Testament about Israel. Let me give you 10 things God promised. Are you ready? God promised that He would always protect His people. They would never be destroyed. There would be protection from God. He promised that one day He would gather them. The Jews all scattered all over the world when this happened. Scattered all over the world. God promised He would regather them from all the nations. And that began to happen in the beginning of the 20th century. He said that they would literally return to their homeland. They would go back to Israel, back to Jerusalem. And that is exactly what happened. God predicted He would bless them. When Israel became a nation, it became an amazingly fruitful, productive, successful nation, tiny, in the middle of nowhere, yet very, very blessed. God said He would never abandon them again. So God's going to be with Israel right up into the end because these are His chosen people. But beyond that, God promised to unite. Judah and Israel had become divided, that God would unite them together in one land. And this is the part that's amazing. In Isaiah 66, God says that He's going to make Israel a nation in one day. May 14th, 1948, the impossible happened. For the first time in history, a nation of people were returned to their land and having the same name in the same land of the same people became a nation. And that was Israel, May 14th, 1948. Yay, God. But the Bible predicted more. It says in Hosea that this event, the returning of Israel, becoming a nation, would happen in the last days. So, from May 14th, 1948, we've been living in a time period the Bible calls the last days. Are we living in the last days? You bet. And we have been for many years. So the clock is ticking. We're getting closer and closer and closer to the return of Jesus Christ. It says all this, Jesus said, was a sign of His coming. That there would be a reblossoming of Israel. A reblossoming of God's fig tree. And then it also says, and this is what we're seeing in the news right now, we'll talk about it in just our next video, there would be a struggle with other nations over the land. And it would be an ongoing struggle from the birth of Israel in 1948 until Armageddon, an ongoing struggle for that land. And that's what we're seeing right now. It's a battle. It's a war over the land that God promised and gave to Israel. What's all this mean for you today? It means God knows what He's doing. God can keep His promises. Jesus is coming soon, and you need to be ready. My name is Dave Early. If you enjoy these type of teachings, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.